Bringing you the latest news from around the world and here at home, I'm Sandro Ferdinando.
And I'm Nicola De Souza. Here are your headlines.
A presidential commission appointed to look into the fraud and corruption that took place during the past 4 years. Asian Development Bank to grant a concessionary loan of $455 million for development projects. Will the Election Commission take legal action with regard to the delay in provincial council elections? Medical faculty of the Sabaragamo University vested with the students. Planned protest by the students hindered.
The President had appointed a presidential commission to investigate into the irregularities that are said to have taken place between the period 14th of January 2015 to the 31st of December 2019. Retired Supreme Court Judge Upali Aberatne has been appointed as the chairperson of the Presidential Commission with effect from yesterday. Retired High Court Judge Kusala Sarojini Veerawardena, Retired Auditor General P.A. Prematilaka, Retired Ministry Secretary Lalit R. De Silva and Retired DIG Vijayamara Singh form the rest of the Commission. The Commission was appointed to investigate allegations of corruption, fraud, criminal breach of trust, criminal misappropriation of property, cheating and abuse or misuse of power or authority, state resources and privileges. The commissioners are empowered to conduct necessary criminal and forensic investigations and inquiries and hold all public and or confidential inquiries. The Gazette also states that the Commission has the power to decide if an investigation or inquiry should be conducted publicly or under the discretion of the Commission. It further states that the objective of the Commission is to ensure that the offenders act in accordance with the rules of law and ensure that such cases do not happen again. President Maithripala Sirisena says the war against crime and drugs carried out by the Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte is exemplary. He made this statement when he met with his Philippine counterpart.
President Maithripala Sirisena and Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte officially met last evening.
Excellency, the war against crime and drugs carried out by you is an example to the whole world and personally to me. Drug menace is rampant in my country, and I feel that we should follow your footsteps to control this hazard. I would like to extend to Your Excellency and Madam Silto an invitations to undertake a state visit to Sri Lanka at an early date. This would be equally historic as it would be the first ever state visit undertaken by a Philippines leader.
It is significant that this state visit happens this week as we mark the 58th anniversary of our diplomatic relations. As we look back on shared past, we look forward to a future of significant broadening and deepening of our ties in trade and investments, defense and security, agriculture, tourism, education, culture, and people-to-people exchanges. These agreements we signed today indicate our resolve to reinvigorate our ties.
President Maithripala Sirisena made his first visit to the Asian Development Bank headquarters today and met with ADB President Takehiko Nakao. 3 loan agreements totaling $455 million for projects in higher education and transport, as well as a technical assistance loan in the urban sector, were signed during the meeting. $300 million will be used to finance construction of an elevated toll highway to link Colombo's international port with the country's expressway network. The agreements include $145 million for a project to support the development of science and technology faculties in 4 universities and $10 million technical assistance loan to finance the establishment of a faculty that will help improve the design and implementation of urban projects in Sri Lanka. The loan of $455 million agreed by the Asian Development Bank is being granted on a concessionary scheme. However, Minister of Finance is in Washington DC attempting to obtain a tranche of $500 million from the IMF External Fund Facility, which is issued under a series of conditions. The opposition alleged some of these conditions are introducing reforms to the Inland Revenue Act as well as the Exchange Control Act and implementing changes to the Samruddhi Fund and the pension scheme. At a time when attempts are being made to secure $500 million from IMF at a high interest rate and strict conditions, the president during his tour of the Philippines has been successful in securing $455 million from the ADB at a concessionary rate.
Parliamentarian President's Council M.A. Sumanthiran participated in an event that was held in Point Pedro, Jaffna yesterday.
There is a dangerous rumor spreading in the south, and it is through this logo that a majority of this is spread. This media channel. Now they themselves can see. These media channels, Sirasa, Shakti and MTV. These media channels spread fake information. Statements that I made with much clarity are being spread in a contradictory manner. MP Sumanthiran made such an accusation against our media channels due to a statement made recently by the parliamentarian. The hearts of the Sinhala people should be won over. They fear that the country might be divided. I don't know the reason for that. It could be divided. MP Sumanthiran expressed the following yesterday regarding our news, which included the statement he made previously. Headlines of Sirasa's news stated that Sumanthiran says a separate country can be formed. This was the news aired on Sirasa TV. It is evident that parliamentarian Sumanthiran is attempting to alter the facts with regard to the statement that he made on the 12th as a result of the protests of the people and on behalf of the leadership of the United National Party, who MP Sumanthiran is committed to protect. Once again, we bring to your attention the statement made by MP Sumanthiran on the 12th of this month. The hearts of the Sinhala people should be won over. They fear that the country might be divided. I don't know the reason for that. It could be divided. It must be noted that we are not politicians to withdraw or alter any information that we present. We also remind MP Sumanthiran that our media channels only engage in moderate news reporting. We must identify those who spread fake information. If such individuals belong to the media industry, they must be removed. Similarly, if such individuals are engaged in politics, they must be removed from the political environment as well. Who is the liar? Are you ready to remove yourself from politics?
Mr. Sumanthiran, we would like you to pay close attention to what we are stating here. You were first selected to Parliament by the National List in 2010 by the Tamil National Alliance. First and foremost, the question on the minds of every single person in the North is this: what have you done for the people who elected you, the people who trusted you with their vote? What have you done? This is how the people responded to you.
அரசியல் கைதிகள முக்கியமான விடுதலோட நடக்க போற காலகட்டத்துல நீங்க இங்கே வந்திருக்கிறது சரியான ஒரு வேலையா? அந்த கைதிகளுக்கு ஆறு கொடுங்க. உங்களை நம்பிட்டா கொஞ்சம் பொறுங்க. உங்களை நம்பிட்டா நீங்க துரோகி வலியாறீங்க. இங்க வாங்க. இத்தனை மக்கள் செத்து அத போய் இங்க அழிப்பீங்கன்னு சொல்றீங்க. நீங்க துரோகியா இல்லையா?
The people of the North would in fact testify that more has been done by His Excellency the President, Maithripala Sirisena, who has visited the North on multiple occasions compared to other state leaders since taking office, and he has released lands that many parties and leaders had promised but failed to do. In case you are not aware, 1,201 acres of land are to be released by the President on the 21st of this month. What you succeeded in is playing politics by stoically defending Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe in Parliament, despite the majority of people knowing about and accepting the allegations against the PM and his cohorts on the pond scam and others. Where is Mr. Sumanthiran's courage when it comes to Prime Minister Wickremesinghe? He takes a double standard when it comes to corruption related to Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Where are his flowing speeches in Parliament and his threats in public when it comes to crimes against the people of Sri Lanka? Has he ever spoken out against the billions of rupees stolen from the EPF that include the savings of the people in the north? His outcry has always been with the motive of furthering his own political agenda. Mr. Sumanthiran has issued a direct threat to our media. We dare you, Mr. Sumanthiran, to try. We would like to remind you that our media has faced much bigger and more experienced enemies for much longer than you. The very same media you mention are those who stand by the people, who have the right to know about corruption at the highest levels of the government. Mr. Sumanthiran, you do your job and we will do ours. It is most apt to quote President Abraham Lincoln, "You can fool all the people some of the time and some of the people all the time. You cannot fool all the people all the time." We challenge you now to do all that you threaten to do against our media. Don't get carried away with your speeches and comment about others, levelling unsavory allegations. As a lawyer, you will know that this is totally libelous. Don't bark when you can't bite. The governor of your own province, Dr. Suren Raghavan, had this to say.
When one witnesses the threats and harassments made on the media, it is clear that this is very much undemocratic. It is the media that defines the depth and evolution of democracy in this country. In that context, I strongly believe it is the media that definitely defines the depth of democracy.
To be continued.
The medical faculty of the University of Sabaragama was vested with the students by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe in Hidala Ratnapura. When the university students opposed the visit of the Prime Minister, they were prevented from visiting the newly constructed medical faculty.
A group of students arrived at the medical faculty in Hindalla from the Sabaragama University in Belihul Oya in buses. The police had stopped these buses in Opanayaka and inspected the students. The students were permitted following the inspection carried out for a period of 1 hour. Police used barricades to obstruct the buses at the entry route to the medical faculty at the Batuhena junction along the Ratnapura-Colombo main road. This led to a tense situation between police and protesting students, which the latter were prevented from moving towards the medical faculty.
We do not object the opening of the medical faculty at the university. We won the medical faculty after a massive struggle. It is a victory for us. This is being built using the tax money of the people. But Ranil Wickremesinghe is trying to use this for the political advantage and to have his political circus here.
Prime Minister, who arrived at the medical faculty amid the objection of the students, declared open the new faculty.
No other government has spent like the national government. Some talk about curtailing funds. When you witness this, do you think we are curtailing funds? Everyone thought that we will not be able to do this. We have a massive debt to settle. The debt amount we settle is much bigger than the money we have spent. We were asking what we plan on doing after settling the debt. We can develop the education and the health sector after settling the debt. When we took over the government, the number of students enrolled to universities was 24,540. It was increased by 6,618. The number is now at 31,158. This is the era of transformation.
වැඩිවීමක් සිදු වෙලා තියෙනවා කියනවා නම් මේක පරිවර්තනීය යුගයක්.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe presented accreditation to the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Sunil Shantha, to mark the occasion. Ratnapura General Hospital was made a teaching hospital today in line with this event. RM Swarnalatha from Munaragala had cultivated 5 acres of corn last season with the hope of bringing in a good yield. She is the breadwinner of the family and has the responsibility of caring for her disabled husband and her 2 children. Burdened with a myriad of problems, Swarnalatha has no choice but to borrow money to cultivate her lands.
කොහෙන්ද සල්ලි ගත්තේ කොහොමද ණය මට ණය දෙන්න බෑ කිව්වා බැංකුවලින් මහත්තයා සනීපෙන් ඉන්න නිසා ණයක් දෙන්න බෑ කිව්වා බැංකුවකින් කිසිම බැංකුවෙන් දෙන්න බෑ කිව්වා ඊට පස්සේ මම අඳුරන අක්ක කෙනෙකුගෙන් පොඩියට තමයි සල්ලි ගත්තේ පොඩි පුතාට සල්ලි මට බිස්කට් දිල්ලුවා මට අරන් තිබ්බිදී මහත්තයා මේ කකුල අසනීපයි යාට කි වැඩක් කරන්න බෑ සවක් කරාද
The Sena caterpillar who destroyed her entire crop also destroyed all hope she had for a better future. Farmers in Alayapattu, Anuradhapura also share a similar fate.
කොළවල ඉස්සරලා තිබ්බ රෝගී දැන් ඉන්නේ මේ පණුවා ඉන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ පැල කාලේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැක්කද මේ කොලේ කාලා
ඒක හැමතැනම නෙවෙයි පොඩ්ඩක් තිබ්බේ ඉතින් හිතුවේ නෑ මේ කොයි බඩේරු කරලා බැලුවත් මේ මැද සිදුරු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
ඒ කියන්නේ මේ කරලෙන් දැන් ගන්න දෙයක් නෑ.
නෑ පොඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් තමයි ඔය ලඩේ මැද ලඩේ ගැලවිලා සේරම තියෙන්නේ. බැංකුව වලින් ණය අරන් ගොවි ජන සේවා ගොවි බැංකුව වලින් ඒ ණය ගත්ත දැන් ඇත්තටම මේ මිනිස්සුරු බස විස බොන්න තරම් මේ එපා වෙලා ඉන්නේ ගොවි තැන් අතහැරලා සමහර මිනිස්සු නගර වලට යනවා.
ඒකේ කරාඹු වෙන මුකස් තියලා වියදම් කරලා තියෙන නිසා ඉතින් වෙන විකල්පයක් නැහැ.
ඔය කණේ කරාඹු විතර හැමෝගෙම තියෙනවා.
අපිට කොහෙත්ම විකල්ප ක්‍රමයක් නැහැනේ. ස්ථිර ආදායමක් නැහැ පොඩි අය ඉස්කෝලේ යවන්න ඕනේ ගොවි තැන් කරලා මේවට සේරම යට කරලා මෙතන ඉන්න මේ අම්මා.
The agri officers who met with farmers in the Niloba village in Mahawaya Ampara have tirelessly worked towards finding a solution to this menace. 14,500 acres out of 22,000 acres have been destroyed by this caterpillar menace. This menace has spread to many districts in the country. Director General of Agriculture, Professor W.M.W. Veerakon stated that the Sena caterpillar menace has not spread to the Nuwara district.
According to the scientific data that has been collected, it has been proven that there are 2 species of the fall army worm. We have not yet identified exactly which species is in Sri Lanka. I believe and I hope that it is not the species that destroys the rice crops. Research units are continuously conducting investigations. The research has been classified into short term, mid term and long term. We have already started investigations. Research is being conducted together with 4 entomologists.
Representatives of several political parties held discussions with the Elections Commission with regard to the Provincial Council elections.
Leaders of the Mahajan Eksat Peramuna, Pivithuru Helurmaya, Democratic Left Front and the Lanka Samaja Party attended the meeting. The delimitation committee report was rejected in Parliament in August. Speaker appointed a committee to review the delimitation report and the 2 months tenure of it has expired. The Speaker is now obliged to present a report to President on behalf of the Parliament. Everyone has come to an agreement to hold the elections based on the previous method.
The draft bill required to hold the election was prepared by the government that was formed for about 50 days. It was also presented to the cabinet. It is a draft bill of 2 to 3 pages. Now they only have to present it to Parliament, but they are not doing it.
We are hoping to inquire into the stance of the Supreme Court after holding discussions when the President is back in the country.
Under the old system, an act must be approved and made effective, or if we are to proceed with the new system, a review report must be circulated and the relevant Parliament Acts must be amended. This tied knot can only be untied by the Parliament. If the knot is to be cut, only the judiciary has the ability to do so. A citizen or political party that faces any form of injustice has the right to take it up in courts. We hope that someone will take this issue to courts and find an immediate solution to this issue. Many try to pass the ball, however, in this case, there is no one to pass the ball to. It is better if another group or individual proceeds with this matter than transferring the complete responsibility to the Elections Commission.
Meanwhile, the Elections Commission in a letter has made a request to the President, Prime Minister and leaders of political parties to identify an immediate solution that would fasten the process of holding elections in the future. A senior official of the Elections Commission stated that notes and minutes of the party leaders' meeting, which was held on the 11th of this month, has been attached to this letter. The senior Elections Commission official stated that if prevailing legal issues are resolved faster, provincial council elections can be held prior to the presidential election. The former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa responded to several questions raised by journalists prior to his presence before the Permanent High Court trial at bar today.
You must question those who made such a statement. There is no such issue and such a condition is not stated in the law. My citizenship is a private matter and I will deal with it personally. I will choose to abolish or retain my citizenship. And it's of no concern to anyone. An individual cannot be tied up. They say America is the farthest from liberal democracy. So under any reason, they cannot restrict anyone from exercising their human rights.
The case filed against former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa and 6 others over alleged misappropriation of 33.9 million rupees in public funds for the construction of the D.A. Rajapaksa Memorial and Museum will be taken up continuously from the 22nd of January. An order was issued on the 18 witnesses from the Sri Lanka Land Reclamation and Development Corporation, barring them from travelling overseas without court approval.
The Criminal Investigation Department presented a progress report on the investigations regarding the assassination of journalist Lasantha Wickrematunge to courts today.
The case was taken up before Mount Lavinia Chief Magistrate Mohammad Mihail today. The CID informed court investigations revealed a single group was involved in the assassination of Lasantha Wickrematunge and the assaults on journalists Keith Noyar and Upali Thenakon. The case was postponed to the 10th of May.
Sri Lankan Airlines has incurred a loss of rupees 1.72 billion between 2006 and 2018 due to its failure to return 14 leased aircraft to their respective lessors before the deadline. Now, this was revealed at the Presidential Commission of Inquiry on Irregularities at Sri Lankan Airlines, Sri Lankan Catering and Mihind, Lanka.
Technical Service Engineer at Sri Lankan Asita Fernando and Assistant Manager of Production and Planning at the airlines Samantha Lianage testified before the Commission this afternoon. The second witness stated that most aircraft Sri Lankan procured through lease agreements were in the end of its useful life and senior management decided to proceed, despite several inefficiencies being identified prior to entering into such agreements.
The Criminal Investigations Department arrested 4 suspects along with a large haul of explosives in the Lektawatha area in Vanathu Villua. CID officers recovered 100 kilograms of explosives and another 100 detonators. The CID says it has not yet identified the type of explosives and investigations are underway. Veteran thespian, theatre director and producer Vinod Senadhira passed away yesterday at the age of 45. The cause of death has been identified as cardiac arrest.
Vinod Senadhira, a past pupil of St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia, was an acclaimed stage play actor during his years as a schoolboy, subsequently going on to becoming a teacher at his alma mater, and later was appointed as headmaster and director of the English Drama Society. In 2004, he was appointed as the choral director of St. Thomas's College, a position he held until his demise. He was also the head of performing arts at the Colombo International School. Vinod Senadhira was a prolific figure in the Sri Lankan theatre circuit, inspiring multiple generations of theatre lovers and bringing to life the works of Shakespeare, Greek tragedians such as Aeschylus and many others. His remains will lie at the Chapel of the Transfiguration at St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia on Friday the 18th from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday the 19th from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. for final respects to be paid. His final rites will be conducted on Saturday the 19th at the General Cemetery in Borella at 4:30 p.m. News First offers its deepest condolences to the family of this great educator and thespian. Like as the waves make towards the pebbled shore, so do our minutes hasten to their end, each changing place with that which goes before. In sequent toil all forwards do contend. William Shakespeare.
German authorities say they have arrested a suspected member of the LTTE alleged to have been involved in the 2005 assassination of Sri Lanka's foreign minister.
Federal prosecutors said police arrested 39-year-old Navanithan G. in southwestern Germany on Wednesday and searched his home. The man, whose surname wasn't released because of German privacy laws, is accused of membership in a foreign terrorist organization, murder and attempted murder. Prosecutors said the suspect was part of group's secret police participating in killing of Sri Lankan Foreign Minister Lakshman Kadirgamar in August 2005 and the attempted killing of Elam People's Democratic Party leader Douglas Devananda. It wasn't immediately clear how long the suspect had been in Germany.
The promotional activities of Sports First Platinum Awards commenced for a second day today. The Platinum Awards are held with the objective of recognizing, commending and awarding the talents of the sportsmen and women of the country. The promotional activities for the day commenced at the Gampa Bandanayake College. Education officials, senior staff of Allianz as well as officials from the Capital Maharaja Organization Limited attended the event.
We as the Gampaha Education Zone hope that you receive the strength and courage to develop your talents even further. We thank the officials of Sirasa for organizing a program of this nature.
Allianz, which is a world-renowned company, is a sponsor of Platinum Awards 2018. As a company, I would like to thank MTV MBC for initiating this national task. We are thankful that Allianz was also given the opportunity to be a part of this. In the Gampa district, the gold medal presented to the most talented sportsman was won by cricketer Lasit Cruz Pulle of Maristella College, Negombo. In more sports news, the Sri Lanka cricket election, which was to be held on the 7th of next month, has been postponed until the 21st. As per a statement issued by the Ministry of Sports, the SLC election has been postponed as a result of a legal requirement based on the advice of the Attorney General. A media meeting was held today with the participation of Mohan De Silva, who is a candidate at the SLC election.
When we took over in 2016, there was a debt of 4 billion rupees. We were able to convert this into a profit-making institution in the first year alone. They are now raising allegations against that same committee that has actually done a lot of work. They are doing this so that some people can fulfill their personal wants. From about 2 years, there are allegations. The ICC arrives and holds investigations. These matters have not been presented to us. We have not been presented with a name or a charge sheet. We do not even have an allegation. These things do not happen only in Sri Lanka. The names of cricketers all around the world are being mentioned in this manner. We have a majority of the members with us. It is certain that our group will win irrelevant of when the election will be held. We just heard that the election has been postponed by 2 weeks. I see this as something that is worrying. When the former sports minister and an official from the Attorney General's department went to ICC, they said that the election should be held before the 9th of February. We will have to inform this to the ICC. Journalists questioned the allowance of $60,000 given to the coach of the Sri Lanka cricket team. There was an agreement with Haturu Singha in addition to the wages for the coaching. This was done as a complete package. I do not recall this. We approved a package.
Full package. Well, that's a wrap of your primetime news for tonight. Thank you for joining us. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Nicola De Zoiza.
And I'm Sandro Ferdinando.
Take care and good night.